It is Monday today, so the weekend has finished. It's been a busy couple of days, but everything went well. On Thursday, we celebrated my daughter's birthday, so we went to that Korean restaurant and had, once again, really good food, had a good time. We were so hungry that we just kind of all dug in. At the Korean barbecue restaurant, the way it works is there's a hot plate in the middle of the table, so they bring you a plate of meat that you order. You have choices of what you want to get. So we usually let Mandy do that. What do you want? And Cassie, helps out. And then you put your little meat on the grill, and you have tongs and stuff, and you turn it over. Well, as Mandy's cooking it, the griddle was so hot that it was cooking fairly quickly as she was still getting stuff on. So I grabbed the other pair of tongs, and I was turning over all the meat. And then as it was cooking, and then I was like taking that off, she was still adding more on. So everybody pretty much ate that round. And then we asked for a second plate of meat, and they brought that in, kind of did the same thing. And then we asked for a third plate of some different meats. And by that point, everybody was kind of getting satiated, and it was like, oh, hey, let's take some pictures. Didn't take pictures of our food. So I got a picture of that. I did take a picture of the relish tray before we started, so I had my pickled radish right away and stuff, so that was neat. They had a little bit of a cucumber salad this time, so Cassie really liked that. They gave us 2 relish trays. And so there's different stuff on there. We've been there before, so this is pretty much the same. They do rotate some of the salads that are on there. One of the things being that the cucumber salad was new for us this time. So it was the pickled radish, the seaweed salad, the pickled cucumbers, I believe, and then, oh shoot, there was something else. There was, I have to ask Cassie. It wasn't fried wontons. It was something about fish, and I know she actually eats that one too. She ate that off of her tray. I ate her pickled radish because they were good on that side. They didn't want that. I like the pickled radish, so I ate those off of both trays. Cassie pretty much ate our cucumber salad. I tried one. It was good. And then something else. I forget. We left some of the stuff on our tray. The seaweed salad, again, those guys had tried it. They didn't care for it so much, and then I don't care for the seaweed. But that was good. Like I said, we had all the meats. It was really good. I also ordered a couple spring rolls, and those were good. And Mandy ordered, I think, dumplings. So we had 2 spring rolls, 2 dumplings. I ate both spring rolls. That was what I wanted. And there was 1 dumpling left, and I was thinking, oh, shouldn't I? Because again, I wanted to make sure that I didn't eat too much, that my stomach was going to be okay, because I had the reunion on Saturday. I'm like, I'm not missing that reunion. So I did. I had dumpling, and that was good too. I was good. Stomach was good for the night. And they have a little store in there. They opened that up. I think it's new. I don't think they've had it. I don't think they've had it before, as in did they have it before and they closed it down for around COVID type times or whatever, and now they've reopened it. I think this was just something new that they've added, because they used to have some little snacks up by the register that you could buy, and now they have this whole big store. So that was kind of neat. The girls, had their arms full of stuff that they wanted. A couple of those things being these drink mixes. So I know Mandy had one right away when she got home, and Cassie's had a couple of hers. So they like that. And yeah, good stuff in there. Good items. Good to know that also they have that little restaurant type, the little store type area. So even if you don't want to have a meal there, you can go in there and grab some stuff. And just buy that and leave. And they actually even sell some of the meat and stuff, like what we grilled on the griddle. So you can get in there and you can buy the meat and do it at home. So that's kind of neat too. So that was all good. All went well. And yeah, Friday my girlfriend came in from Florida, and we were going to meet up, but she then messaged me and said, hey, you know what? I need to spend some time with my mom. Her dad passed away within this last year. So mom's kind of by herself, and she's got a couple brothers in the area. But it's good, obviously, being in Florida. You don't get to see mom in person all that much. And so she spent that night with her mom, which was okay. There were some storms, a little bit of a storm, a half an hour storm that passed through. So the good and the bad. And I didn't mind that I didn't drive in it, because there was a get together going on that night, a pre-reunion get together. But again, it takes about 45 minutes to get down to that side of town for that. So it was like, well, I didn't want to drive in the rain. Granted, it probably would have rained while I was already there, but in hindsight, I saw some of the pictures and who was there and stuff, and I was like, oh, I didn't go, darn it. those things, those get-togethers, or people even want to go out to lunch, or we have get-togethers, and it's just kind of like, and then you go, and then it's like, oh, I had such a good time. That's like for the reunion. I was kind of like, all right, I'll go. I know there will be people there that I want to talk to. It's going to be a good time, but I'll probably leave by 9, same, with driving at nighttime or whatever. Or even though one of the last dinners I had out where I had to drive home late, the expressway is very well lit up, so I had no trouble seeing anything. And I guess, especially if it's not raining. If it's raining, it makes it more difficult. But so Saturday was reunion day. I got to my side of the town. I got there early because I wanted to take a drive past my house, and I wanted to go see this other house that has a bunch of tchotchkes in the yard, and then get to the reunion. We were supposed to be there by 2:45. My girlfriend was going to get there at 2:30, and I thought, too, yeah, people start showing up a little early. Again, we can get there and I can talk. And so try to catch up with some of those people. Spend my time with them that way and stuff again, because then at the reunion, then I'll be able to spend more time with other people, so I'll be able to catch up with everybody and hopefully not miss anybody. But so as I was going towards my house, my girlfriend Maria used to live a block away from me and kind of kitty corner from me. So it's almost like from my house I could kind of see her house. But she moved there, I think, after I moved out of my house. So after she got married, she moved into this house. And as I was going by, her husband Mark was outside. And so I thought, oh, I'm going to stop by and say hi. So that was nice. I haven't seen him in person in a while. I've seen little snippets online of what he's put out there, what's going on, in his life. But so that was really cool. I, stopped up and he was like, oh, hi, So it was really. So we talked for an hour. It was a good thing I got there that early. That it was nice to spend that time and catch up on what's been going on with him for the last 4 or 5 years. So I got to meet his fiance. Very nice gal. That now I got to meet her in person. So that was really nice. And gave me a little tour of the house again, see what it looks like now and stuff. Very nice. They always do a good job. He's very good he's a handyman of fixing things and doing stuff around the house and all that. So it looks really great. So that was very, very nice. I'm glad I had the time to do that. Again, seeing people in person, make the time. And so then from there, I was like, oh, gotta go. gotta get to the high school. But I still had enough time. I did drive past my house and took a little footage. Hasn't changed really in the last few years since I saw it last, probably 5 years ago maybe. So that was nice, and just kind of see it. Drive by, and then I went down one of the main roads to get to again, Lake Drive is another main road that goes pretty much from the south side to the north side. And I lived in Cudahy, and where I lived in Cudahy was right next to St. Francis. We were a block away from St. Francis. So St. Francis High School was down the way. And I always thought that funny. Again, being a kid, you don't know how politics works, how cities work. That, okay, this school is only, 7 blocks away from me or whatever. Whereas my other high school was a good 20 blocks away or something. I'm like, why don't I just go to this school? It's close in proximity. Like, well, it's a different city. Which is also kind of funny because their high school was on the brink of St. Francis and Cudahy. So I mean, their students had a far way to go to get to their school. But in any case, so I knew where that school was and stuff. I'd get to the end of the road, and on that corner, the main corner, usually across the street from the high school, was the lake. And now there's apartment buildings there, I guess condos or whatever, which I know I mentioned to Mark, and he's like, Jenny, they've been there for a long time. And I'm like, oh, I don't ever remember them being there. And I know afterwards I talked to my mom yesterday and filled her in and everything that was going on and told her about the apartments. She goes, oh yeah, they were there right before I retired. I'm like, oh, okay, that was really long ago. In any case, new to me. So it was kind of cute to see all the buildings built up there. And then I got to the house on, what did I say, Lake Drive. There's the one house that has all these lawn ornaments, but different in his yard. He always keeps it up really well. So I mean, it could look, kind of tacky and whatever and stuff, but really he does a really good job with making sure things look nice. So that was nice that I was able to get to see that house and see the updates, see what's been going on there. Then I got to the high school. I was the first one there. So I'm like, okay, cool. Took a picture of me with the sign. And then I had one of our classmates from Michigan. He showed up. And we're talking for a bit. And it was I had my GoPro with me. And I was filming some stuff with that. And I tried turning the GoPro off and it wouldn't turn off. it would turn off recording, but the screen would stay on. And so I tried like pressing the button, holding, and it would start recording again. And I would press the button and it would turn off. And I'd press the button and hold, and I'd press the button and hold. And so I have all these little snippets of record, stop, because the camera wasn't shutting off. And I'm like, ugh. So I get there and I'm asking him, I'm like, do you know about GoPros? And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay. And then another classmate showed up and I'm like, do you know about GoPros? And he's like, nope. And I'm like, okay. I thought, you know what? What Wayne did last time was we opened it up and took the battery out. So I was like, and I'm not strong enough to do that. The GoPros are great and they're waterproof, watertight and all that. So the opening where the battery is and the SD card is like super tight. And I just can't get it open. So I asked Larry, I'm like, hey, could you open this for me? And so he nicely did. I'm like, cool, thanks. And I took the battery out for 30 seconds, put it back in, tried to close it. Could you close it for me? And he did. And so that was good. Then it worked. Then it was good. It would turn on and turn off. So then a bunch of classmates started showing up and it was awesome. I recognized most everybody and then got to say hi and give hugs and talk to people. And I had brought some of Maria's notes to people. I had made little piles of things. I put things in baggies and, labeled them of some names. So I told a couple people, I'm like, hey, I've got some items from, for you. I have some cards and notes that you wrote to Maria. If you would like them or not, just let me know. I'm like, I'm just going to toss them otherwise. So I can give them to you. You can read them, toss them, do it with them what you want. And they were agreeable to that. Okay. So we got in the high school. The principal of the school was the one that gave us the tour. And it was kind of neat. So we'd even seen changes directly coming in the door, where they made the office, the direct corner right there, all glass. So again, the world that we live in, because of the school shootings, they had to redo the office area. Otherwise it was down the hallway, almost like a room, which I thought it was more close to the stairs and the entrance, but I guess it was down just a ways. So they had to redo that whole area. They do have a locked entrance where the kids now have to come in. And so that's good, keeping everybody safe. And then we got to tour, and then he had a book. He said since the 60s, 50s, they actually kept a written record of all the students that graduated. And they had the teachers. So he opened it up and he goes, okay, do you remember this teacher and this teacher and this teacher? So it was cute. We were all like, oh yeah. And then he knew a couple of them. He said he's been there, I think almost 20 years. Like 15, 20 years. So he knew some of our teachers and things like that. It's neat that he's been there for so long. And then he mentioned our valedictorian, salutatorian, and another person, either class president or... So that was kind of neat. They were not there, but just again, neat to hear the names and all that. So then we got a little bit of a tour, went down the one hallway. One of our science teachers actually used to have a terrarium with a big, like a boa snake in there. So obviously that's gone, that teacher's gone. And then they walled off that area. So now that science classroom will just be more a classroom, whereas it used to be open to a whole big area. And they used to have a tree that actually grew inside. And he said that they had to take down the tree because it was starting to damage the ceiling and the roof. And so it would have been too expensive to try to redo all that. So they had to take down the tree. And then we got to go into the field house. So where the basketball court was and see, the bleachers and then our pool area. And he actually opened up the pool area for us to go in there. So funny too that we used to have a low dive and a high dive. High dive is gone. And for swim meets, they actually have the starting blocks over on that side, which they used to have them over on a different side. And so that was kind of neat. And then they still have the records up on top, like swimming records for the different swimming strokes, girls and boys. And one of our classmates is still up there for the 100 backstroke. So that was really neat to see too. And I told her about it. She didn't make it in. She was in Texas and couldn't make it, but she was like, I can't believe nobody broke that record yet. That's gotta not be true. So like, well, your name's still up there. So, and then back in the field house and seeing some of the pennants that were hanging up high with some of the different records of awards, years that they've, that Cudahy's been the highest ranked or whatever. And they had then also a chart for basketball. And one of our other classmates is also up there for most points scored in a game. So that was also neat to see. And then we got back out in the hallway and we started going some more. And at the beginning of the tour, somebody mentioned something about, do they still have blue lockers? And he was like, yep, still have blue lockers. So we're like, okay, cool, whatever. Well, we get around the corner and we finally see the lockers. And you know, the guy was in the hallway, the principal was in the hallway kind of waiting for us to come out of the pool, you know, the field house area and gather around. And we all saw the lockers and we all just scattered like ants. It was like, oh my God, the lockers. The lockers were completely different. When we were there, we had little cubicle lockers. So there was about like 3 stacked high. And on the side, there were hooks, probably like 3 hooks, I think. And so there was an open area. So there were lockers and an open area, and lockers and open area. So in that open area, you were supposed to hang your coat, and then you put your boots or whatever, umbrellas if you know, had them, needed them. But we just had a little square then for our books. Well, now they have a full, you know, like half-size locker. You could still, about as tall as I am, I could, you know, put my hands on top. You can look around and see, but they're still blue, but it's just different. So as we were all like, oh my God, oh my God. So he comes kind of wandering over and he goes, so I take it the lockers are different? We're all like, yeah. So that was, you know, one of the big changes, but that was cute. And yeah, then walking through a couple other hallways, got to then go see the shop area and home ec, which is now called Culinary something. It's funny too. Shop is also now called like, you know, wood shop or wood. They have different names for things now. They also do a CNA classes there. So they had a whole room with that, with beds set up, some cushioning on top of the beds and stuff. So they train people there. So I know my friend Randy, her daughter, had gone through some CNA classes. And then at the end of the day, you kind of get released from school like an hour early and you go to a hospital or a clinic and actually do some hands-on practice with real people. And that's neat. Yeah, and then we got back to where we sat at the cafeteria area, and they have purple lunch tables that fold up and all that. So that was kind of neat to see, because we just had regular lunch tables with, you know, regular chairs, like plasticky chairs that we would sit in. And then he mentioned that the food there, I guess supposedly there aren't lunch ladies. The food is catered in from some place that actually even does really high-end corporations. And he said, so the food is really nice. It's great. It's all on-campus eating. They're forgot what he called that, not lockdown, but so somebody asked me, what does that mean? I said, well, in our age, my day and age, they could go off campus and go to McDonald's, go to Taco Bell and grab lunch, go home for lunch. And nowadays they don't allow that. Now you have to stay in the school. And yeah, and then somebody asked about pizza. It's like, oh, do they still have pizza on Fridays? And he says, well, they have pizza every day. I'm like, well, okay, that's fine. But then again, I'm like, oh, it doesn't make it special. You know, when you only had pizza on Fridays, that was a big deal. That was, you know, sometimes people didn't eat during the week or whatever, or if you knew that, you save up your money so that, you know, come Friday, it was like, it's pizza day. We're going to have some pizza. So it made that more special that you can only eat that once a week. Probably made it taste better that it's just on Fridays. So that was kind of neat. So it was good. We had a good 33 of us or so that made it to the high school tour. And that was cool. And then at the end, the principal said, well, it's my tradition if I could get a picture of all of you on the stairs. So that was awesome. Did that. And then Kim, the person who was mostly in charge of the reunion this year, also wanted a picture out by the sign outside. So we went outside and got a picture there too. And then I grabbed the stuff from my car and I handed it out to a couple people. And then we went back inside to go see the music area if you wanted to do that, which I thought most people would go in there, and I've never been there, so I thought, oh, I'll check it out this time, you know. Went down there, saw some stuff, came back up, went outside, and there was like 5 guys just left standing by the sign talking, and I'm like, oh, everybody left. I was looking for Kim so I could give her that reunion stuff that I had to see if she wanted hard copies for the reunion hall or not, but I was like, all right, well, so be it. So I went and talked to the guys for a while, and they were discussing about like where to eat, which I thought too. I'm like, yeah, a couple people were mentioning they were going to go off to eat. Some was like, I'm going to go home and nap because they were out the night before. And then my girlfriends came out, and they were all like, okay, so what's the plan? And I said, okay, well, you know, I thought we were going to go eat at Andrea's in Cudahy. And so again, nice and close and all that stuff. And the guys had talked about meeting somewhere else, but I had told them like we were thinking Andrea's. And I'm like, okay, well, are we inviting the guys to come eat with us or not or what? And then it started sprinkling and we all just kind of scattered. It's like, all right, we're going to Andrea's, let's go. And so we got there and then the guys were there. A couple of them showed up, a couple more came. I'm like, all right, cool. So we had a good group of, what was there, like 9 of us? I think there was the 4, 6, maybe 10. they nicely set up a table for us. The restaurant was not busy. I figured everybody was going to eat there because it was so close, but no. But if you do go there, it's a good restaurant. I recommend it. Go to Andrea's. Good people, good food. A lot of choices. One of the girlfriends mentioned like going for pizza, and I was like, well, and I figured that way too, be maybe less items to choose from and whatever. And I know the one girl's a little more, she's dairy intolerant and stuff, and I thought, if you go to Andrea's, you have more choices of what type of food you want to eat. And so that worked out really well. So all of us were there. We had good conversation. It was a good small group that everybody got a chance to kind of, talk and catch up and do all that. And it did not rain for a long time, which was also neat. It just sprinkled for that little bit. And then we made our way to the hall, which was also, again, real close to where that was. It was just like I don't even think it was 10 minutes down the road. I think it was like 5 minutes down the road. We made it there. Got there a little early, which was also good because, again, we got to talk to a few people there. A couple other of the reunion coordinators. Mary and Leo were in there. I mentioned to them I had hard copy stuff. And again, Maria Divine Intervention worked us out. I'm getting goosebumps. That they had 2 tables set up that had the tablecloths. They had one table set up and it was completely empty. And they had one table set up with all of our name tags on it. And so like, yeah, there's an empty table, so put the stuff there. So it was like, all right. Went to the car, grabbed my stuff, came out and spread it all out, it all just fit. Told Leah, I'm like, you guys can keep this if you want. I don't need it anymore. I don't, want it. So I gave her the baggie for it. She was like, yeah, cool. We'll probably keep stuff for the next one. And yeah, so it's kind of neat to see all the name tags. I asked later about how many classmates ended up signing up for it. Supposedly, I think there were about 80. Which is good and bad. That was a good amount. It was a good number, but we had a class of like 315-ish. I'll have to check my chart again and see if there's more than that. Somebody said 330. We may have been that high. We were one of the bigger classes. And so to have only 80 kind of sign up was a little disappointing. I was hoping for 150. Half. I'm like, it's 40 years. That's kind of a big one, and it's been 40 years. So I know some people were saying that, they weren't going to come because they don't want to relive those memories from high school or somebody, talked mean to them. And understandable, but then again, it's kind of like, what? Then don't talk to them. There's a whole lot of other people there that you can talk to. Just, again, avoid them and enjoy yourself with others. And somebody else said, they didn't want to, same thing, like, just relive high school stuff or talk about high school. And I thought, again, I'm like, it's been 40 years. At the 10-year reunion, 15, maybe even 20, it's more kind of like if people are feeling bad about themselves of, I didn't make anything of myself, I'm not doing whatever. Maybe people still feel that way. I don't. All my friends don't. It's been 40 years. It's like we've lived life. We've had stuff happen to us. We've been through stuff. We, maybe established in jobs or not, but again, you've had jobs. There's stuff to talk about. I heard somebody else didn't want to talk about politics. It's like, well, then don't talk about politics. Well, they didn't want to talk about, again, something else. And it was like, well, then don't talk about that. There are plenty of other things to talk about. And so it was good. I enjoyed myself. Like I said, I thought I'd leave by 9. By 11 o'clock, I was kind of like, I suppose I should be going. They did have a DJ there, and the DJ seemed to be winding it down. And I kind of thought, well, like wedding-ish type time. Halls are usually for weddings, and it's like, that's usually about the time that they're winding down, that they're going to start cleaning up and going home. And somebody else asked kind of like what time it ends, and it's like, well, it depends on how happy you keep the bartenders, that how late they'll stay or something. So after I got home and was here for what, I did see somebody posted a picture like 1:30 in the morning. Well, there's the last of us hanging on. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're still there at 1:30? Like, I left at 11. So it was almost, for me too, it kind of reminded me of like, it was almost like a Facebook Live. On Facebook, I get little snippets, as I told people, and others mentioned too. It's like, say what you will about Facebook, but it's really neat that we have so many people still on there, and you get little snippets of light, so you have something to talk about. I'm like, oh, okay, I know I can talk to you about, how's your mom doing? She's been in and out of the hospital for a while. How's that going? Are you okay? Seeing somebody else, it's like, oh, I see horses in your photos and that. Do you own the horses? Do you, just ride them? How does that work? What do you, one of the guys being in Texas, it was kind of like, how did you end up in Texas? What's the story with that? So it was just neat. It was fun. So yeah, we had our name tags, like I said, table of name tags. So they had them on lanyards, which was awesome, that they weren't stickers. We've had stickers in years past. So this was nice. So we have our a reunion picture on there and our name. It's kind of funny though, it's hanging on you, and I'm like, okay, for guys that's okay, because there's people who come by and they'd be like, you know, grabbing the name tag and go, yeah, who are you? Oh, okay. And I'm like, yeah, for the women, I'm kind of like, be careful where you're grabbing here, you know, or somebody else is like, yeah, let me just look, let me go to this guy. Oh, I'm like, yeah, just look. Yeah, you're looking at the name tag, yeah. So that was neat. Then we got to have those. That helped. There were, like I said, most people I recognized, some I did not, and then some were like, oh, guess who I am, guess who it is, and I'm like, I have no clue, I'm so sorry. They'd be like, hi, he's like, I'm Glenn. I'm like, oh, Glenn, yeah, recognize the name. So, and then they also made up the cute little koozies. Cheers to 40 years. And then we were the Cudahy High School, Cudahy Packers, which is Cudahy High School. It was nice to even have these there because, you know, for the glasses that were there, they were cold or they get sweaty and all that. So a lot of people were using these at the reunion to do that. I did not. I should have, but yeah, spouses were there, so they had lanyards for the spouses too, and then a blank piece of paper that went in there so that they could write their names on there. So again, we knew who they were. They had, like I said, a DJ, and he played some good music. For me, unfortunately, I was like, you know, he had the music already kind of loud as we were trying to talk, and then it got to be like, we started at 7:30. They were kind of like, okay, let's get, you know, hi, I'm, you know, DJ so-and-so, let's get this party started. And then he turned the music up a little bit more, and I'm like, oh, dude, you know, it's like, this is a reunion. We're here to talk to other people. It's, you know, and we're old, so we're all, what'd you say? What? Leaning into people? What? You know, okay, talk to my ear. So a lot of the people, there was like a whatever, hall type or dance type area where they had tables set up, very nicely done, cute little centerpiece decorations. They had another table set up with a sheet cake for us. On the wall they had a banner that what happened in 1984 and all those different details. They had balloon columns next to those, which was really cute. And then they had a whole big food spread. They said there were going to be hors d'oeuvres there. I was thinking, okay, hors d'oeuvres, what, cheese and crackers, maybe some meatballs. That's why we went out to eat. I'm like, that's not going to be enough food for me. I want to have real food. And they had a good spread. They had sandwiches, they had a vegetable tray, they had fruit trays, they had meatballs, they had cheese and crackers. It was awesome. I'd say maybe only 50% of the foodish got eaten, or a little bit more, because again, it was kind of late. And so I felt bad about that. I'm like, oh, good. I'm like, I'll take it home. I will eat that stuff at home. I would. And then they had a bar area. And it seemed like most of the people were hanging out more in the bar area. One, I guess, partly because they were drinking, but two, it was quieter and you could hear each other talk. So again, it was good. They also had a photo booth. I'm like, I know there was something else I was going to mention. They had a photo booth. Some guy came in for that. So they had different props and that you could use. So a couple different classmates took use of that and went in there and did some photo shoots. And then I saw on the table later they had those photo strips that have like the 4 pictures in them. They had those off on the table. So at one point, finally, one of my girlfriends was like, hey, let's go do the photo booth. And at this point, I was near the bar talking to somebody, whatever, and a couple others were there. They were like, oh, let's go do the photos. We're all talking. That by the time we went back in there, it was all gone. And they said, oh yeah, the guy was only there till 10. And this was like 10:15-ish. So I was like, oh, we missed that. Like, whatever. So the other one, another girl was like, well, I'll take your picture though. So a bunch of us got together and then she took our picture. And so that was cute. A lot of good pictures. I took a few. There were a few people that were also going around and just making sure that they would, you know, they kind of walk through the room and say, hey, okay, you guys get together, you guys get together, you guys get together, and took a bunch of photos. So like I said, we do have a Facebook reunion page, and nicely people have been posting all their photos on there, which is awesome. So I said, yeah, there'll be duplicate photos. Talking too long, camera shut off. So yes, we have a Facebook reunion page, and like I said, maybe some duplicate photos, but then again, nice to see so many photos of everybody. And yeah, like I said, I thought I did a good job. I got to pat myself on the back of, you know, I was impressed with myself that I went around and talked to a whole lot of people. I did that at the last couple reunions and that too, where again, it's kind of it's not my comfort zone of, you know, going out and talking to people. And I know, again, it's another thing somebody said, it's like, oh, people are just going to stay in their cliques and all that. And I'm like, yeah, the last 2 reunions really haven't. People really have gone around and talked to a lot of other people. And so again, really nice. It was a really good time. And a bunch of people said too that they stayed longer than they thought they would because they were having a really good time. And so it was almost like, again, it was little snippets of information. Like I said, it was almost like a Facebook Live. You know, Facebook, I get all the snippet, and here I'm talking to somebody in person, and then somebody else would come over and be like, oh, hey, how's it going? And then they'd start their conversation. It was like, I was in the middle of a sentence, but, you know, okay, whatever. And we'd talk some more. But then I would see somebody, and I'd go over, and I'd almost do the same thing, and I'd interrupt them, and we start talking about a little bit. And so I got little snippets from different people. So nice that way. Some people I wish I could have talked to a little bit longer. But it is what it is. It's good. I am so grateful for all the people that are from out of town that came in. That's always so wonderful to me. It's just so nice that they make the effort that they do come in. Some of them, granted, do have family here, which makes it easier. So again, the guy from Texas that came up, he's got family he can stay with. So you know, at least you have the expense of the hotel, and then you see, you know, his parents are still in town and stuff, so you get to see the parents. And like I said, Shelly coming up from Florida. And just, you know, to see her, you know, her mom and her brothers. And I think again, Shelly came from Pennsylvania. Different Shelly came from Pennsylvania. I think she had family to stay with. I know Kim had been staying with family for a little bit, but then ended up, I think, at a hotel. We had somebody, Chris came in from California. Steve came in from Minnesota. I think Larry came from Detroit, or from Michigan. He's not in Detroit. He's on the other side of Michigan. We had John from Indiana. Trying to think of other states. So again, you know, there was a good group of people that came in from other states and all that came to this. So that was good. So hopefully for the 50th, more people will come. Kind of done my thing too, was, you know, seeing all the photos. It was so awesome, and I've been messaging people, just telling them, you know, hey, I really enjoyed seeing you, because one, I did, and two, it's like, well, I hope they really had a good time. And that also my saying that, I noticed, I really appreciated you being here, that they'll be like, oh, hey, well, then others maybe did too. And, or even if just I appreciate them, that come the next reunion, they'll be like, oh yeah, it was a good time. And, you know, people appreciated me being there, so I'll come. And then there were a few people that were being asked about, so they're telling me running them like, hey, I missed you at the reunion, sorry you didn't come, you know, when people were asking about you, or even just that I was hoping that they would be here and stuff. So I've had a few people write back, and one was like, oh, not really my thing. And I'm like, oh, but I really hope that you still come to the next one, or come to one of these. It's nice. And somebody else wrote down the wrong date. He thought it was next weekend. So he didn't make it. His name tag was there. He paid for it. He was going to come in. So he missed it. And then somebody else said too, like a couple people had family coming into town, like from Canada and stuff, that they couldn't make it. Somebody had a wedding. So yeah, there were some other good family, you know, things, other things people had going on. Understandable. But again, it was good. So I ended up staying up until like 2 a.m. in the morning after I got home, and posting my pictures. I still have video footage from my GoPro, which I haven't still looked at. It's Monday. I was hoping to do this outro yesterday and go through everything and have my video ready to post today, hopefully by noonish. I keep trying to post my videos by noon, so I kind of have a schedule, but that's the way these things go. It's Monday. I made up my list. I'm like, I had to go to a bigger piece of paper because this is what I do come, you know, during the week. I usually have stuff written in my own little calendar, which doesn't have enough lines either. But then I also write it on another scrap piece of paper, so that I know things that I have to do, or when I think of something, I'm like, oh yeah, that needs to be done too, that needs to be done. And like I said, this is what my Mondays look like, which is why I've said before, it's kind of like, you know, come Monday, sometimes I'm like, oh, I've got to do this and this and this and this, and then it's just like, it's okay. I don't absolutely have to get all these things done. I can push some things off to the next days. Like usually Monday is kind of, you know, sometimes my recording day, and it seems more late. So lately it's been like on Tuesdays I do my food videos and whatever. And so today I was like, I was gonna do, I'm like, nope, I've got too much catching up to do because of having been occupied the last couple days, that videos are gonna have to be pushed till Tuesday, because I'm gonna need to finish this one up and get this one out there. So all of my, you know, main everyday type stuff of doing my morning post and doing my exercising and checking the garden, which I still haven't done yet. Feeding the birds, which I also do every couple days, but you know, every once in a while getting my plants watered. These are things I've already done today. I did that, get the diffuser filled, fill out my little food diary. I haven't done that in the last 2 days of trying to keep track of my food because my output was a little looser the last 2 days. And I thought again, it might actually be the liquid IV. Even though, liquid IV is good for electrolytes, for me in the condition I'm at right now, it sometimes makes me have more of like a diarrhea. So I think I'm going to have to just stop it. Because it's the regular too. I think if I have the sugar-free one, it's better for me. My husband likes it. He's tried other stuff. He's tried other even packets of electrolytes and things, and he feels better when he does the liquid IV. So I'm glad he's gone back to buying them. That's good for him. And again, for me, I figured I'm going to be out all day. I don't want my muscles cramping up. That I'll take a liquid IV with me. And I did have like half of it on Saturday, and I think I had the other half yesterday. Which is why it's like, well, all right. I'll have to watch myself on that. But so I keep myself a food diary of how things are going, and again, whether I have a stomach ache or not, or whether I'm making sure that I'm going all day long type of thing, that everything's normal, everything's as it should be. So what else do I have to do? Yeah, check the garden and see, because the squirrel still does its thing every day. I think I have to tie up my one tomato plant a little bit more too, because I got one really big tomato out there and the branch is kind of hanging. I already have it tied up a little bit, but I might have to tie up one more just to help that out. Got to clean up my desk because I've been just plopping stuff on there, and that needs to be done. Nail polish. I did my nails for the reunion, and I'll put a picture in. You'll see it better. So I still have my nail polish to put away. I've been posting on Facebook, like I said, with messaging different people and looking through photos. Some people still haven't posted their photos yet. They're like traveling home or whatever, or they're going through them. So there's more of those being posted. So I'm going through those, taking some of the photos, because some photos I didn't take of like me and others. And so as other people are posting them, then I'm capturing those and saving them for myself. So I have that stuff to do. I need to make some coloring sheets for my videos. I've got a package that needs to be sent out that I need a label on. Check my email. I actually have to make a check my email. I'm bad at my email. I do my morning posts on like Twitter. So then after I make my morning post, I kind of check that a little bit, scroll through just for, a couple, I don't know, probably 10, 15 minutes or whatever. Then I'm like, okay, done with that. The same thing. Facebook. I scroll through Facebook for a little bit. Just kind of get a feel for the update. And then I post on Instagram. And I haven't checked Instagram for the last couple of days, so I just kind of caught up on that this morning too. And then with my email, I go on my email like every 3 days or so, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll have all these emails built up, and I'm like, I haven't checked it in a while, hold on. So I'm gonna make sure I get to my email. And then do tomorrow's morning post and more. Get this video edited, get this up, respond to comments. Again, more reunion stuff, just because that was the big thing. That was this weekend. Yesterday, Wayne and I got the couch delivered, so I did not have somebody pick it up the other day. There were people that kept saying, oh, I'm gonna come look at it, I'm gonna come get it, and then they wouldn't respond anymore or whatever. And then I had one girl that asked about it, and so I wrote back, I'm like, okay, the other person didn't pick it up. If you're still interested, oh yes, please. It was very cute. She was so nice and everything, and saying about, she was just kind of moved here. Her parents are 2 hours away. She has this type of vehicle. Will it fit? I can try. And I'm just like, yeah, it's not gonna fit. She's like, I'll pay you extra if you can deliver it. And she sounds like our daughter, our oldest daughter, kind of just having finished high school. She's just starting teaching. She's on the east side, and so I'm like, let me ask my husband, because this is more my thing of doing this selling stuff, not his. And he's just kind of like, So I told him, and he's like, all right, as long as we can do it on Sunday, because we had to remove the seats from our van to get the whole thing to fit in there and all that. And then with my shoulders, he doesn't, was worried about me moving stuff and everything. So I'm like, my abs are doing okay. Now my stomach is strong enough. I can lift things. But, and my daughters were going to a concert yesterday, so they couldn't really help. It ended up one of them could have, because they didn't leave till later, but we didn't know that at that point in time. So I said, yes, we would. She was so super grateful. And then she actually confirmed, on Saturday afternoon, are you still coming? And I'm like, thank you for confirming. That is so nice, because when I've tried confirming with different people or whatever, then they don't respond. And I'm like, okay. Learning, again, that's the Facebook, marketplace culture, but it's like, or whatever, the marketplace culture, but it's just kind of, I give people more credit. That's just the way I am. I think people are better than that. But in any case, Wayne and I got it delivered yesterday, and she was, I don't know if the elevator will work. She was on the first floor, but you still had to go up like 6 steps to get to the first floor. She was, I don't know if the elevator will work, or else we'll do the steps. And at least she was in a corner unit, so we didn't have to carry it that far. But we went in and looked at the elevator door. The elevator door was, I don't even know if it was as big as a front door. As big. I'm like, yeah, no, the couch will not fit in there. So there was an area that we could park that we got a little bit closer. Wayne and I were able to get the couch to the stairs, flip it up, get it up, and thank God there was also an overhang ceiling, so we had to tilt it and we had to scooch it up. I'm not paying that. No, friends thing, right? Got it into her apartment. She got the feet on because I said, okay, I had her carry the feet in. We took the cushions off the couch. She carried those in. And she's like, I can help as much as I can. I mentioned these are the feet. She goes, oh, I don't have any tools. So I'm like, they screw in. It's good. We've got you. We'll do it when we get up there. So we did. We got her all set up, got the couch in place for her, and it was perfect because all she had was like a small little like kitchen table and one like kitchen chair, and she had a little desk area and a TV, but I don't even think she had a desk chair. So, and that was it. Otherwise it was open. So we put this couch in there, perfect. And she was so grateful. She gave us an extra $5 on top of our, you know, we had a price. We did, you know, added on a little bit extra for delivery, and then she gave us like even $5 more than that, which was very awesome. But afterwards, Wayne was very like grateful type of. He was appreciative of. He was like, oh, we did good. We did a good deed. We did, and I'm like, yes, we did. You know, and thank you for that. I said thank you for doing that. It was very nice. I put the prayers out there that it would go to somebody that really needed it. And obviously it did. So happy about that. And then now the couch is gone. So that's good. One item. I'm surprised some of my other things aren't selling. Like I do have some dorm bedding sheets on there that I figured, again, it's getting near the end of August. People should start thinking about moving in, and I thought that they would sell. But we'll see. Again, I think as people are like these last 2 weeks, as people are more scrambling of trying to get themselves set up in dorms and apartments, that maybe things will move more. So I'm hoping, again, putting it out there, that things go to where they need to go. But anyways, that's it for today. So I need to get editing this video, get to moving on some of those other things on my list, check things off, feel accomplished. Yeah, so I'm feeling well. Well, that was the other thing. People at the reunion were so very grateful and appreciative and genuinely concerned about me, and I'm wondering how I was doing and all that, which is so nice, so heartwarming for me to see that, hear that, and I know it was good for them to see me and knowing that I look healthy, I look good. They're like, you look so good. You look like, you know, for a while there you were looking, and I don't mean to say, you know, it's not bad, but you were looking kind of pale and weak, and I'm like, yeah, I was. And I'm good now. And they're like, you look so good. You're good? You're doing really good? And I'm like, yep, I'm doing good. I'm like, life is good. So they were all happy to say that, happy that I'm still with them, which we are. But that was the other thing. And the reunion too, they had a little memorial table for our classmates that have passed. And again, there are about 30, 27-ish of our classmates that have passed. So they said a nice little prayer for that. They gathered everybody in the one room. And Mary Jo said a wonderful prayer for those guys. And we were all appreciative of that, and a lot of people commented in the comments too that was so nice to have that area, because again, as we get to this age, you appreciate a little bit more of, you know, who has gone on before us, and that how many are still left here and all that. So that was nice. I am glad I am still here, that I'm healthy, that I'm feeling well. I hope you guys are doing really well, feeling well. Thank you again for joining me on my life. And you guys, keep it positive and go make it a great day. Bye-bye. They've got a little mart open that we can check out what they've got. Appetizer tray came. So what are we gonna have again? We have pickled radish. What do we have, Cassie?
I probably fish cakes again, I don't know.
Fish cake? You said this is cucumber?
Yeah, there's the seaweed salad and then cucumber and then
seaweed salad, cucumber, kimchi. Got our meat. Get meat in our veggie tray. We already ate 2 rounds of meat. We're celebrating this Mandy's birthday. Cassie, Mandy, and Reed, and Daddy, and me. Want to do that again? What are these things?
These
Are these actual juices? Are these like
They're-
little
they're little juice pouches like this.
sodas?
So you buy this, and then you buy a cup of ice, and then they have a picture. You pour it.
Ah.
It's a drink.
So it's like
you-
a drink mix, like our things we can put in a water bottle, like the
Yeah.
tea or the. Oh, you can actually buy a cup of ice?
Yeah. That's normal in convenience stores. They've got sections like that.
Well, good morning, good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Today is reunion day. Woo! It's still in my garage. It's a mess behind me. Yeah, I'm packed up, ready to go. You'd think I was going on a small trip. Let's see. Let's see if we can even see. I've got my camera supplies. So I have my GoPro, my regular camera, and I'm filming with my phone. So I have three camera options. Oh, I have a blankie to cover up my camera supplies for when I go in the stores and whatever. Underneath here is some of the reunion stuff for the peoples that I found. Lunchbox with some snacks, the stuff I haven't gotten yet to the reunion people. Extra bag of clothes, and a bag in case for when we eat 5 extra food. Cooler. Oof. Yeah. Cooler with a cooler pack. So, hopefully it's warm out there. It's like 73. It's hot and humid. I'm assuming it's gonna be a little cooler. It's always usually also cooler down by the lake. So my plan is I'm leaving a little early, hoping to go by my old house. I'm going to go by this yard on Lake Drive that this guy has a whole bunch of different characters and stuff in his yard. He's got like a half-buried car. He's got the chipmunks. He's got the big boy, sign thing. And so hopefully I'll get to see that. And I think that's it. And then that'll be enough time then to get to the high school in time for the tour. So here we go. I'm recording. There's my house. This is where I grew up. So I was just visiting another friend for a while. So now I'm running behind. But still at the stoop. Dad and I built one of the back porches in our garage in the alley. All right, and then there's a park, Greenie Park. That's where I would go and had a wading pool there, way in the back, and some tennis courts. Some fun at the park. I'll be on the way to the high school. Even though it was nice and close to my house because we were in Cudahy, we could not go to St. Francis High School. We had to go to Cudahy High School. There's the lake. And all these apartments right here are brand new. These were not here when I was growing up here. There's the Cudahy sign. Alright, this is the house I was talking about. There's all kinds of cute things. It started off with just his car. Everybody thought that was really goofy. He had a car in his yard, and now he's added all kinds of other things. Cute. Baby dinosaur next to the big dinosaur. I didn't notice that. Alligator. Oh, it's got some nutcrackers guarding the door. Big alligator back there. Chuck E. Cheese way back there. Hamburglar. Colonel Sanders. Oh, there's bowling balls on the porch there. There's the big boy. Oh, another bowling ball. So besides all the pretty flowers and stuff, yep, they're growing out here very nicely. Very cute. Cute stuff. All right, gonna head to the school. All right, here's my school. High school I walk to every day. Live a good, I don't know, mile and a half away. So it took 20-25 minutes, depending on weather, to walk to. They now have this cool sign. And then across the street is where my junior high used to be. It's not, they tore down the building. Now it's just a football field. So, we shall wait for the others.
As long as you have
Get my recording in. Lots of people showing up. Mr. Joel. Oh, we got a bit going on. Gotta get some of the people in. Get ready.
Is that what you use for your YouTube video?
Some.
Walking in. On the side of the school and got busted. But I remember who I was with.
Did you graduate in 84?
Wow. Office is over there now.
I'll give you the whole spiel, yeah. It's a little warm in here.
There's the lunchroom.
Yeah, we cheered Friday night. We had our dances.
Wow.
Tonight has good air conditioning. They don't do dances anymore after the class of 84.
Wow.
Yep, we used to play the violin together. I sat right next to you.
Because I'm safe.
How are you? Good. How are you? Besides Kevin.
Don, how are you? Nice to see you. Everything good? You're still biking? I've noticed you're motorcycling.
We kind of put the kibosh on that, you know, but that's okay.
Yeah. I'm like science.
This is biology. It's not chemistry, it's biology. California University
These used to be chalkboards, now they're dry erase boards. That's really the main difference. The cabinets are newer, yeah.
It still smells like the high school.
That's the first thing when I walked in, it's like, it smells the same. Are you taking video pictures? Yep. We post some of it? Oh my god, there's an active shooter button.
Just a guess. Could be this one.
How are you? Hi, Mark. I went to school with
Telling you, this is where you go. Leave the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jackasses and jackasses.
Mike? Yeah.
Hey, small world. I bought a car from this guy.
Jeez, that's what he was talking to me about.
That's when he was talking, that's when I was like, oh no.
So, okay, you just walked by what is now, these 3 or 4 classrooms are all business. We do everything from a business basics course all the way through some of those transcripted courses with like MATC and UWM, accounting, things like that. Yes?
We're at the typewriter.
We do everything out of here because all of our teachers that teach health are normally automatically certified Teach FIAD, so we make it short for them to get to and fro. Yes, Russ Colombo is gone, and all his friends are gone. And the tree was deteriorating, that skylight area, and the district would have had to have put an unbelievable amount of money into that roof to maintain what was going on there with that tree, but that tree was huge. But anyway, so it was filled in. This is our student lounge. Okay? We offer.
I think I got hugged from you. Hi. I was going for you and then I got hugged from somebody else. Yeah, you too. Good. I made sure I ate lots of carbs the last 2 days, so I wasn't going to get stomachache. Okay. Good. Gotta take it easy so I can get this. Yeah. Good. And
Always praying for you.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I don't post a lot, but always I have my list.
It's good.
Wow.
This is where I used to get picked second, last, or last.
I
We're
never
all
got
like a
picked
little.
for shit.
I know it's all about I'm done.
Good, how are you?
You, everybody. Real quick, the best way I've done the field house I found is to do this. I'll give you guys like 5 minutes or so if you want to walk around. The pool is still there. Og's Gym, was it Og's Gym here when you were here? No? I call it the Happy Days.
Upstairs.
There's like 3 rows in there. If you remember Happy Days, those gym shops, those were like real small gym. But I would probably tell you not to go back because all those doors are locked. But feel free to move around. What was done up here, you could see where they had to go into the walls. But those areas, for those of you who've been in them, I'm sure some of you got into areas you should have been in when you were here. That's where.
The window in the
Yes,
pool.
yes.
Oh, nice. We got it all the time.
But the air handlers on both sides of the area were all replaced. Okay? So feel free to move around. We'll leave in about 5 minutes.
Woo!
Ground for over 30 minutes or tie up the legs.
Yeah, what do you see? What do you see? Anything? Anything?
Hey!
I will trust that nobody.
Are you doing it healthy?
I am.
Oh, that was gone before I even got here.
That was a big thing to go through, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah? Feel free.
So, and you shared everything. You weren't pulling no punches, were you?
Nope.
I was like, damn, I can't watch this shit. I'm depressing the hell out of me.
But it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, that would really help somebody if they were like scared or didn't.
No, because he's a little older.
I've had a lot of people say that, so that's good. It's like, okay, that's why.
Yep.
Wow.
I think there used to be 2 diving boards.
We got, yeah, and a high one.
Yeah.
And these used to be over on that side. We used to swim this way.
They don't have the big high
They never had the dive springboard though.
No, they didn't.
It's gone. How far back do these records go? 75. 85, not 84, 83. Swimming. Looks like Brenda Castle. Brenda Castle's still up there. Nice. Oh, 84. There's Ian. There's basketball. Nice. Check out tennis court.
Yeah, I'm looking at him.
these are different. Oh.
My locker's over there. I don't remember which one.
These are different lockers.
These are different lockers. They're big.
I was ready to go look. I'm like, oh, where's my locker? Yeah.
I was in this row.
I was like right there. But. Well.
No, there were three. Never mind, there were three.
Yeah, cubes.
You could just do your books or something like that. Remember Mrs. Krabs chick and I did with this library? Did you check your locker?
No, because these are all different. These aren't cubes.
They're big, yeah.
I gotta say thank you to Jennifer Strobel to help me get through English, and this is very rare.
Okay.
You did.
In the library?
Yay.
You did. I would have never graduated. I don't even know if I'm still in the book or not.
Jenny, who was the person who put the cake in like that?
It's all right.
Okay, we have 3 world languages here. We currently have German, Spanish, and Chinese recognization.
Wow.
It's not a funny story, but just a story about how life works here. Several years ago, the Univent piping in this room right here burst. And it burst on a weekend. So the custodians came in Monday morning about 5 o'clock, and it was... The other thing that happened is the amount of humidity. It was almost like a skeleton, like the room was like a human skeleton, and like the flesh was just dripping off of it.
Oh, wow.
The paint, everything was just, so they had to redo that entire room. Which led to, what was it, 2019, all of these univents on this side of the building and in this, what we call the math wing, which wasn't here when you guys were all here.
Yeah.
All these univents have been replaced. All the plumbing from the outside to the inside of the building has been replaced. That was a massive project they did again about 5 years ago, okay?
I was a rebel. That was the one criminal activity that I did. Took the number off my locker.
Oh.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool.
See, what a beautiful view though.
Yeah, look at that.
You know, something very cool. It's very cool.
So what did
This
you
is all
remember?
new. This is all
The Pokemon.
None of this was here.
Just let me know when you run into something.
You walk around here sometimes, you hear somebody scream or yell loudly, automatically your brain thinks what's wrong, right? But this spring I was walking up here to turn the corner to go towards the office and I heard this girl just scream. And I turned around and she's jumping up and down, happy as heck because she got accepted to Northwestern University. So I've had people come through in the past and they've said, hey Chris, are you guys educating kids to go to college? Heck yeah, we are. But it's usually at this point when I tell people that the district and the Laddish Foundation made a gigantic investment in our CTE curriculum here, Career and Technical Ed. SHOP, home ec, where the terms we grow up, right? Now it's Tech Ed, Family and Consumer Science. Okay? We knew everything that a high school could offer. Right next to you is engineering, Then we go to woods, autos, metals. You go across the hall, it's culinary, and foods. And then we offer a variety of courses in the room next to that, child development, medical terminology, interior design. And then right on the corner here, we do have our CNA certification program. Okay? This definitely has become a very high priority for a lot of districts. If you read the paper, wherever you're reading it, you listen to some of those referendums that are coming up. In your predominant districts, where 95, let's say, % of their kids go to 4 universities, they're making $100 million plus investments in CTE. Okay? For a variety of reasons, you all see it.
That's a spice pen. Spice.
Some of
it. Yeah.
Wow.
Good to know. I don't need to really know.
The only dishwasher we had growing up were these and
And then we were lucky when we got that pretty. Yes.
I think it should taste good. It just looks good.
Well, and that's why I Larry said.
You see bakers that do that.
No, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, no stairs.
This is all new.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we didn't take shot, it would have never been down.
That's my story. Yeah, it's like this.
He kicked me out of his class. Good shot.
It takes a while. We usually start getting that info in December, January from the 12th graders. I'm send it in.
Oh, they have automotive too.
Wow.
Wow.
About half of what you have. No, it's what? Our student population was 700 kids. When I got here in 04, we were just under 1,000.
No, well, I think it's the best day.
Thursday. It was Thursday.
They only have so many.
And there was a spot in between,
And
and
in
you
between,
put your
hang your coat.
jacket, because I remember someone stole my.
That's right. Everybody
My
has a story
booster.
about their jacket being stolen.
And if you hit the locker hard enough, they just pop open.
Oh,
True.
did you look at your number? Do you remember your number? I don't remember my number.
I was on the other
This
side.
is Shelly's locker was right here.
We put 320 kids in there. It's crazy. So we have 3 closed campus lunches. You and the rest of the people that came to school here before like 2009 or 10 ruined it for the rest of us.
Woo!
Just kidding. But we do 3 closed lunches now.
Over there.
Yep, I got
Are you a part of the class, or are you just here?
I am. Okay. I'm coming.
All right. Now be the best class, not the worst. Come on, Kate. You know what? We're going to take one like this. But also I'm going to turn on the lights back there. Hold on.
Do we need to move? Does anybody need to move? Okay.
Show me the money.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going all night.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Cheddar cheese.
Anybody want phone, camera, anything? Want us to take a picture for you?
Put it on our Facebook.
Yeah, send it
Do you have a class of A4?
Yeah. I put them.
All right, here we go.
Here we go, everybody. Cheese. Cheese.
Wait for the water.
I'll get you my picture. Cheese.
I just saw him a while back in Madison. It was great.
I got you.
Come on, John. Hurry up.
Shelly Stokowski's husband doesn't know it yet, but he's taking her picture by himself. He knows now.
Oh, you guys are so cute.
We're cute. I'm sweating.
I knew you had some.
It is.
All right, here we go.
I knew it.
Be patient. 1, 2, 3. Say, whoa, this is really. My phone's really zoomed in.
Drop it.
1, 2, 3. All right, there we go.
See if I actually got them or if I cut them off.
for participating in the Sweet Caroline Sing-Along. I'm going to keep the music on going here. You want to hear something? Hold on, let me know.